Hi, I'm Michael Davidman. I'm an American Pianists Awards finalist. Um, I had heard about it actually, but I didn't really, research it or know about it. But then my teacher, Mr. Lowenthal, he told me, "Oh, I nominated you for the American Pianists Association," and I said, okay, great. And then I didn't really, I was actually surprised, about the competition because then they sent me the repertoire list of what we had to submit on the recording, and I thought it was a very unique sort of, I immediately knew it was a unique competition in that way. That the judges listen without, I'm assuming it's without video or name, and then they listen to the first track and then they decide, a group of people, and then they continue on to the next. So I thought, it was a very interesting way of doing it, and I liked that. I liked because competitions usually aren't um, blind like that, and I really sort of like that, and I sort of forgot about it for a while, and then I got the call that I got in, and I was very happy. Actually, I did a little bit. I knew in general what I wanted to, because after Mr. Harrison called me and told me more about how they listen to everything, and so I knew sort of what I wanted to put as the first two tracks, but then after that, like I was wondering, oh, should I put some more contrast? Because were my first track was Granados Los Requiebros, and my second track was the first movement of the Rachmaninoff Second Sonata. So I thought after that, oh, maybe I should put some Haydn and something, something a little different. And I also didn't know where I should put the concerto or the chamber piece or how many movements of each. So there was a lot to decide, but I think I presented a well balanced program. Well, probably when I was around 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5. My grandma, who's Italian, and she grew up, listening to opera, and um, she really loved sort of all the arias, Italian opera arias, and she was always her mom was singing in the house, and she loved that. So she gave me, she put on a recording for me, recordings of operas for me to listen to when I was very young. Not as sort of a, like, oh, you should, be doing music or whatever, because she's not a professional musician. She just really loves that music. So I think actually the recording was La Forza del Destino with Renata Tebaldi and Mario del Monaco. Well, that's the name of my YouTube channel. I upload historical recordings of mostly opera, mostly a lot of rare live opera recordings and some chamber music, and actually now I'm doing some orchestral music, but yeah, a lot of some most it's historical, so I'd say like before world. Most of them are before World War II. Like one of them that I have, a friend of mine sent me. It's a live performance of Madame Butterfly from 1947 in the theater in Geneva, which burnt down in the 1950s. So my friend went in the archive and managed to find, this recording of that was live, and it features a very great soprano, Mafalda Favero, singing the role, and she was very famous for that role, and she studied it with the woman who created the role back in at La Scala. And I think it's important for people to hear something like that because the woman performing, new new Puccini and the woman who created the role. So you have a direct link to the composer,
Right, that's
which is
impressive.
actually, and a lot of the music that we perform, we don't have that. Some lovely family friends of mine, Tora and Jane gi. They own a restaurant. They used to own a Korean restaurant in the village called Ito Sushi, and they love classical music and they love opera. So every Saturday night they would invite a group of singers, and they would all night they would just get up and sing their arias in this Korean restaurant. And then a few years ago they moved to K Town, um, and now they have a restaurant called Shanghai Mong. And sometimes, if I'm there, if I'm around, they'll ask me, "Oh, can you come in and play for the singers in the restaurant?" So I go and I do that for a few hours, and they give me some food, and it's very. I've known them for a very long time, so it's very nice.